here we go, the 14th, 15th and 16th, there will be Italy, Greece and Spain. So I took a train from Geneva to Rome, and I stayed in a hostel in Rome, and actually I wanted to visit Italy when the first time I went to Europe, but at that time I was not brave enough for my very first time. So for my first time travel with the train around Europe, so of course I made my way to Italy. And then I was being told like the safety in Rome, it's a little bit concerned, so I didn't take any metro at all, and then I just hop on the sightseeing bus for Rome, so it just bring me to most of the tourist attraction. That's a lazy way. And after that, I took a train from Rome to Ancona. Well, when I was on the train, I met a Italian girl. Her name is Isabella. She's a photographer, and originally she's from Gubbio. And she was on the way to Venice that day. So when I arrived at Ancona, she helped me to find the bus where to take me to the port, because I need to take the ship. And I still remembered on the train, I was asking for the washroom, and then she bring me to the washroom, but I waited so long and nobody came out from the washroom because it says it's occupied. And then Isabella told me perhaps it's some people when they try to avoid the ticket, so sometimes they will hide in the washroom. That was really funny. And so after Isabella showed me where to catch the bus to the port, and then when she saying goodbye to me, she will ask me for taking photo together. So we invite a gentleman and to help us taking a photo, and that gentleman is the person later on who was taking the same ship with me. So I took the ship from Ancona to Patra, Greece. And then the gentleman who just helped me with the photo, and he was original from Greece, and he lived in Italy for about 8 years. And then he's a really good person because it was my very first time taking the ship, so I'm just so curious. I mean, it's a big ship, there's like a lot of trucks and loading on the ship. And it's a big ship, different floors. And then he was just showing me about different part of the ship. And then since we are all budget traveler, we were all on the upper deck, which is the cheapest option, I guess. And after that, I just heard an announcement like in Italian, in English, in Greek and German, something like that. And then it's like a self-service for the food. And after that, we went back to the upper deck, and there were a lot of Albanian drivers on the boat, and I was the only Asian there. So it's easy for me to draw other people's attention. And then the Greek gentleman brought me his towel to put on the floor just in front of the chairs on the upper deck to allow me to sleep, and himself was resting on the chairs. And then he was taking care of me because there were so many Albanian drivers. They were drinking, talking loud, and I understood nothing, but he keeps an eye for me, so I feel quite safe. And during the ship trip, actually the Greek gentleman is not very talkative, but whenever I needed to talk, so he was a very good listener. And then a few hours, and he went out to smoke, and also to get some vitamin C powder. I was joking, it looks like drugs. And then I checked all his luggage because he was moving back from Italy to Greece. So one suitcase is full of books, and another suitcase is with some wooden part which you can clean your teeth. It's some natural products, and there's some knives which is for making art, and there are some other stuff. I was just checking, and it's so funny. And then he dropped me a picture that was me on a boat or sailing on the ocean, which is exactly like my story. I'm traveling from Angola to Greece by boat. So, and after that, we arrived Petra, and then he needed transferred to other part of Greece. So we took a taxi from the port to the center of Petra, and then he get off. And after that, he paid for my taxi, and then asked the taxi driver to send me to the YHA. So I just offered him a hug to show my appreciation. He was so kind. Even she seems a little bit worried about my solo journey ongoing, but I just feel so thankful to him that I feel more eased for my ongoing journey, because there are so many kindly strangers helped me out. And after studying in the YHA in Petra, I continued my journey to Athens, and then I stayed in a guest house. The owner is from Philippines, and after that I took a boat to Santorini. I still remember that on the boat I met a group of Chinese tourists. So we swapped some cup noodles because they got the Chinese cup noodles. I really miss it because I didn't enjoy much of the cup noodles from Europe. And then during my time in Santorini, it was not peak season, so I get I can bargain for the price about the guest house, and of course you get to admire the sunrise in Santorini. That was really lovely, and you get to see the Aegean Sea, and it was wonderful. And after that, I returned back to Athens, and then made my way to Petra, and same road. I came back to Italy. So originally, I found out there's no railway between Spain and Italy. So I was thinking, should I give up? Maybe this time not going to Spain. But when I returned back to Angola, there's another American traveler. He was traveling in Europe with the same Europe train pass with me, and then he told me he has the same concern because he started the journey 1 month earlier than me, and he told me, and finally he found out there's a boat between a port near Rome called Civitavecchia to Barcelona. So after I noticed this, I just changed my mind, because originally I think when I returned back to Italy, maybe I should go to Austria, but I immediately I decided to go to Barcelona via the ship from Italy. So, and then on that day I returned back from Angola to Rome, but it was getting dark, and I get off on the Rome station, so I just took a taxi to send me to the hostel in the center. Well, I will cover the Spain part in the next episode. So I would thank you so much for listening, and I would like to go back to Greece, to some other islands. There are a lot of other islands. It was lovely. I mean, the Greek style, and of course Italy.